Hello viewer, you have to excuse the croaky voiceover, but I've got a bit of a cold. The septic tank man turned up. Here's Karl telling him what to do. You can see a solid pipe at the bottom and a flexible hose above it. All of this was controlled by an automated block which he had wrapped around his waist on a belt. The remote control swung that boom out over the tank, reeled out the hose, dropped it down the hole, gulped all the sludge away. Took him probably about 25 minutes, half an hour, and then he drove off. Fabulous.
Well, here's the slope up to the pig pen. At the end, you can see the pig pen up there in the bread oven. And this is what the garden looks like now. Let's get so that the cherry tree blocks out the sun a bit. So what we've got is one level down here, a little slope, and then the steady slope up to the back of the garden. These little hillocks of good soil are being spread across the surface of the back garden so that there's something for plants to get growing in. You can see all the way along the back here a bigger slope which goes down to a trough, well, a walkway around the back of the building. At the back of the building over there, the walkway is just a bit more than 1.5 meters at ground level. So that will contain, underneath the gravel walkway, there will be the French drain and the conduit connecting water and electricity from just by the side of the boiler room up to the corner of the colombage barn. There'll be a conduit running underneath the gravel path and then popping up in that corner. I just see Karl disappearing past, carrying a huge roll of geotextile. And that's the digger in the distance. 9-ton digger. He let me drive it the other day. Ooh. Well, this is the back wall. Before we dig out a trough along here for the French drain, and you can see that there's some stones missing, or maybe that's where the wall finishes at the bottom before it hits the clay. That's more or less okay, more or less. And you can see that whoever's done the rendering here and over here has used cement. Okay, but we've got some holes which are a bit bigger here and here and there. So I'm having to put some stones in there just to stop this sort of thing from falling in. So you can sit there and watch the mayhem as I continue. Now, because this needs to be supportive and structural ASAP, I'm using relatively fast cement again instead of lime, which is what I will be using when I repoint the rest of this. So this is just rough and ready cement. It won't be that visible in the end of it, but it will probably be a little bit visible, sadly. But it needs to be structural pretty quickly. grotesquely amateur, but it fills in the holes because concrete is so bloody strong. It'll hold the wall up for a bit. Probably a few years, who knows? So we're going to let this go off until just after lunch, and then Karl's going to dig out the French drain along here and run the conduits up to the colombage barn, and then lay the damp-proof protection membrane and the gravel eventually. I'm going to clear up. I'm going to go and fill in a few more holes down there, which are much smaller, but they still need doing. Well, after my repointing or filling in with stone at the back, I just had to come around the front because Karl has scraped the whole of the front here in preparation for putting in the rainwater drainage pipes. That's going to be a 200mm pipe going right from the end down to over here. And in the front of the new building, between the step into the house and the tarmac, there was a row of stone slabs. Gorgeous. Now, these were underneath grass, so we didn't even know they were there. And I had to, I couldn't pick them up. Well, only 2 or 3 of them I could pick up. But I've sort of walked them around here and stacked them up for future use. Don't know quite what we're going to use them for. Didn't even know we had them. But that's a good thing. Now I've got to figure out what to do next. I think probably it's going to be a dump run because the déchetterie is open this afternoon. So we've got some sort of old windows and some plastic here which I'll take to the déchetterie. That's my mound of metal which I'm building up. Obviously I'll be taking off an awful lot more metal panels at the back here, and that all can go to the recycler and I'll get paid a small amount of money for it. Hurrah. But this plastic and windows, they can go to the déchetterie, just get tipped. Right, I'm going to go and have some lunch and we'll see what happens next.